They say that those who leave also break inside. But sometimes in that silence a new strength is born. And that's exactly what happened between Can Yaman and Demet Özdemir. They were once the dream couple on screen. With Erken TURKIsh, they made Turkey and the world fall in love. Their chemistry transcended fiction. They seemed meant for each other. But behind the scenes, the story was very different. Over time, Demet stopped feeling seen. Can, more concerned with his image than his feelings, failed to appreciate what he had. She walked away quietly without scandal. That silence was her loudest scream. "If I'm not a priority in a man's life, I turn my back and never look back," she once said. It wasn't a threat, it was a choice. And she chose to move on. New projects, new awards, a more powerful and admired image. Meanwhile, Can sought refuge outside Turkey. In Italy, he was welcomed as a star, but something inside him broke. Years later, in an interview, he admitted to having deeply hurt someone. He didn't name names, but everyone knew who he meant. Too late. Because when a woman truly leaves, there's no room for return. Demet never spoke badly of him publicly, but every one of her successes was a response. While he apologized on camera, she was shining on red carpets. Because sometimes the best revenge is not needing one. And today, even if he speaks of regret, it no longer matters. Demet built a new world, one where there's no room for someone who left without looking back. The risk? That if Can doesn't shift toward deeper, more authentic roles, his star might fade. Audiences don't just want perfect bodies, they want real stories and genuine emotion. Can Yaman is at the center of this machine. But sometimes the center swallows its own star. Because life is not a product. It's a miracle. And maybe for the first time, Can won't live to be loved, but to love himself. This raises an inevitable question. What is real and what is just a performance? Is Can Yaman the romantic man we see in series, or the cold and calculating one criticized in Turkey? The truth perhaps lies in the contrast. In Italy, his career is built on image and marketing. In Turkey, they expect talent and authenticity. Without emotional connection and artistic commitment, media fame fades as fast as it appears. Today, his European fame sustains him, but tomorrow, who will? Muscles age, trends change, but a true artist's soul endures. I've followed Demet Özdemir's journey for some time, and the more I observe her, the more I see a woman who's chosen silence as a form of strength. While others speak, speculate, or attack, she responds with elegance, work, and unsettling calm. In a world where everything is exposed, she has protected herself, carving out a path that needs no scandal. Many discovered her through her unforgettable chemistry with Can Yaman in Daydreamer. But she never used that fame for personal gain. No offensive words, no drama. She chose respect and moved forward without looking back. Demet is one of those artists who grow in silence. She doesn't need to shout to show her talent, nor scandals to be seen. Each project carries her signature, that of a fearless actress who chooses challenging roles. And that is worth more than any cover. Some think her success is just luck or beauty. But those who truly follow her know that behind it, there is sacrifice, discipline, and inner strength. She faced breakups, criticism, disappointments, but she never strayed from her path. Some call her cold for not being more visible. But I see emotional intelligence. Demet understands that real freedom means living with consistency. While others play with image, she builds something real. What's more, even with her professionalism, she hasn't lost her warmth. You can see it in her interviews, her fans, her small but sincere gestures. She's still that woman who smiles with her eyes and stays true to her audience. That's why it bothers me when she's constantly compared to Can. They are two different paths. She is so much more than a past relationship. She is a complete artist, a woman who doesn't need noise to shine. And she proves that real success is built with integrity, step by step. While some cling to nostalgia, she looks forward. That's what I admire most. Her ability to be reborn without denying the past, her elegance in silence, her maturity in a superficial world. Demet Özdemir doesn't need to justify anything. She's already shown us who she is, and continues to do so in every role, every gesture, every silence. Demet represents a kind of artist who doesn't need to attract attention to stand out. She works consistently, chooses meaningful projects, and commits fully to them. Every role she plays is imbued with her energy and sensitivity. That shows her career is not a matter of chance, but of years of effort and conscious choices. I've often seen people reduce her merit to beauty or luck, but those of us who have followed her for a long time know her path has been full of effort, perseverance, and incredible inner strength. She went through tough times, endured criticism, and lived delicate personal processes, but she never lost focus. Not even when the press tried to label her as Kanyaman's ex, as if her identity depended on that story. Some people call her distant, as if protecting her private life were a flaw. But to me, it's the exact opposite. It shows emotional intelligence and maturity. Demet understood that nothing is gained by reacting to every provocation, and that true strength lies in staying true to oneself. In a world that rewards scandal, she chooses balance. Yet she hasn't lost her humanity. Just watch her interact with fans in interviews or everyday gestures to see that she's still a close, simple, and authentic person. She hasn't let fame change her. Her gaze is still clear, her smile sincere, and her words thoughtful. That's why it bothers me when her value is still linked to her old relationship with Khan. It's time to understand they are different people with different paths. It's time to understand they are different people with different paths. What they shared was beautiful, yes, but Demet is much more. She is a woman who has evolved without clinging to the past, an artist who moves forward with confidence without losing her essence. Today, while others cling to nostalgia, she keeps building her present. And that, in my opinion, makes her even greater. She doesn't need noise to leave a mark. Every decision she makes, every project she embraces, every silence she keeps speaks for her. Demet Özdemir has shown who she is through her attitude and continues to reaffirm it with every new stage she undertakes.